Okay, I just finished a photo shoot with the beautiful Audrey Scherer, and let me go through a couple of photos here. Some fun times with Audrey. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little tutorial. And what we did was we shot her dancing, hoop dancing in 4K. And the tutorial I'm going to do now is taking that 4K footage and outputting it as 1080p, but taking that opportunity of all that extra real estate when you shoot 4K to do some pan and zooms and some crop ins and things like that. So I've done these before, but I figured I'd do one and go into a little more detail. And this is also for Audrey because she's going to be doing this kind of editing as well, so that you all know why we shoot in 4K when we're outputting, even when we're outputting in 1080p. And the other thing we've done with this particular video is we're creating 3 versions. We're creating one that's straight up 4K, which won't have the crop in and the pan and zooms. And then we're going to have one that's in 1080p, and then we're going to have an extended version, 1080p, with her talking afterwards and cutting up and so forth, and some outtakes and so forth. And that's the one that I'm going to work on now. So without further ado, let me get Final Cut Pro here on the screen. And okay, so what we do first of all is I've already got the clips downloaded into Final Cut Pro. And I'm going to do a new project. So I'm going to do File, New Project. And I'm going to call this Audrey Extended 1080p. Okay, and of course when you export the project, the final project, you can name it whatever you want. This is just for internal purposes, me knowing. Now, instead of it saying set based on first video clip, I'm going to go to custom, and I'm going to make it 1080p. So that way I'm working in a 1080p timeline instead of, if it was based on the first clip, it would automatically default to a 4K timeline. I like working in a 1080p timeline if I'm going to be exporting it in 1080p. Seems to work for me. So you can also do it in 4K and still export in 1080p. Don't really know what the upside or downside is. Maybe somebody can comment in the comments if there is a difference, an upside or downside doing it whichever way. So anyway, I'm going to say, okay, create this project. Then I got to get the footage, which I believe this is the footage. Okay, all right, so this is the footage. Of course, we don't use that audio. Of her dance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim off the beginning part. Let me zero out the audio so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to trim off the beginning here to where she actually starts dancing. She'll pick it up off the floor. She's getting the song started on her phone so she can dance to it. Okay, so bam, about right there is where I'm going to start it. All right, let's check that out. Perfect. Okay, so, and I'm going to add the Taylor Swift song at the end. I'll put it beneath that so we don't have to worry about it playing on and off during this tutorial. And then I got to take the footage of her talking. There were 2 of these. This one and this one. Okay, and we're going to use this audio, and we might clean it up a little bit. Okay, so let's check out this audio.
And I'm so sorry.
Okay, so let's see here. She's going to love that I kept that face in there. Okay, the audio is looking good. Doesn't even look like we have to clean it up any. Love those SM57 mics. So let's trim this.
Hey everyone, so, ta-da, I made another video for you guys. I know you guys really wanted something.
Okay, so let's just trim a little bit off the beginning there. And I'm not going to bore you with me listening through this and cutting out some parts that I want to take out because it's a little bit long. So, but I do want to check and make sure, yeah, the audio is saying that it's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the tutorial. Well, let me just cut out one part just in case you want to see how I do that, and then I'll finish up with the rest of the cutouts offline. But hold on one second here. I'm just going to play this. I get the blade tool, I hit B and play it.
Hey everyone, so, ta-da, I made another video for you guys. I know you guys really wanted.
All right, so I don't like so what I'm going to do, I'm going to expand this out so I can see good, and I'm going to go like this.
Hey everyone, so,
that little bump right there is the Notice how easy it is to take these out. You just take out the little bump. All right, and watch this.
ta-da, I made another
See,
video
and it
for
doesn't
you guys.
hurt
I
it
know you
any.
guys really wanted something, especially after the Shake It Off video, and I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to take that out. Let's see where it starts.
Okay.
I like her little snort. Well, I'll take it out. Okay, so let's see what we got.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's gonna kill me for leaving that snort in the tutorial. But oh well. Let's see what we got here.
I'm so sorry. Oh, shut up, bro. Okay, you should, because everyone knows that I can't speak anyway. But anyway, cool beans. Anyway, so cool beans. Anyway, so see how many times I can say it. I sound like I'm on like a bunch of Mountain Dew right now. Anyway, I made another video.
Okay, so right there she gets serious again. So let me cut there and take this out. Okay, so let's see how this flows.
Video. I made another video.
Okay, so
For the Shake It Off video. I made another video dancing to Taylor Swift as promised. And it was
okay. So I'm going to take out some of those and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording here, and then I'm going to just take out the little foibles in her speaking. And then once I get that done, then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I add some of the zooms in, crops in, and the pan and zooms and all those kind of cool things. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so I spent about 10 minutes or so scrubbing across and clipping out and extra things that she said that we didn't really need, and I've got it trimmed down. It's now about 12 minutes total length. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some of the pan and zooms and crop ins. So I'm going to go to the beginning here, and what I'll do is I just kind of take a look at it, like right there. It wouldn't hurt to zoom in a little bit on her. Let's see where we're going to do this. Let's zoom in for a segment right through here. So I just do two cuts, select the clip, and just do the crop tool. And in this case, I'm going to do a straight up crop. So I hit crop, and I bring it in, and it'll maintain the ratio, the aspect ratio. I'm going to crop it in about yay much. So I say done. Alright, so now you can see when I play this, goes from the wide shot to a cropped in shot. Okay, then it's going to go back to the wide shot again. There we go. Now you can see her feet. So we'll let that play a while. And let's zoom in right through there. That's a nice little look on her face and all. Let's, oh, when it goes down to her feet, we got to go back up. Okay, so right here, So from there to there, we'll zoom in. So again, crop tool. This is going to be straight up crop again. And just, whoops, just bring that. Can I get the corner of that? There we go. Bring it on up. And right about like yay. Say done. Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted to do. What happened there? Edit, undo. Undo. What is happening? Oh, why didn't that crop work right? Okay. Video. Crop. Take that off of there. Transform. Distort. I don't want any of that. That's strange. Alright, let's try this again. Crop. Why is this fighting me, folks, all of a sudden? Alright, it's not letting me crop that for some reason. Strange foible. Alright, so we're not going to crop that section. Now while it's on her legs, let's see if we can crop that down to her legs. So I'm going to say here. Crop. See, that's what it's supposed to do, is that little number there. Why it didn't do it earlier. Software, you know, software. Okay, done. Alright, so there we cut the shot down to her legs. Here we go. It's going down, see, and then we crop in a little bit. So it makes it look like you've got a multi-camera shoot going on, right? Like you got a different camera and you cut to another camera. So there we're wide again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through and do some more of those crops. And then at the end I'll show you some slow motion stuff I'm going to add. Let me do one more crop here while you're watching. Actually, I'm going to do a pan and zoom. Alright, there's an isolation. Let's do a pan and zoom here. So I'm going to cut about right here to about right here. And I'm going to do a pan and zoom this time. So, and they call it Ken Burns. So I'm going to do a Ken Burns and see how it has a end point and a start point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end point here and size it up, get it to about where I want it, there, and then say done. And so what it'll do is it'll start with the wide, here we go, and it'll slowly pan in. See it panning in on her? Okay, getting right on in on that isolation. So that's what you can do when you have that extra real estate to work with. When you shot in 4K in the first place, you can crop in and you're not going to lose the quality that you would normally lose from cropping in. There's a good place to crop in again. So let's go here. This is where she starts turning from here. Okay, that's good. Now let's go ahead and let's do a straight crop this time. There we go. Done. Alright, so that's a straight up crop. Right on in on her. I got another 4K camera on order. When I get that, I'll be able to shoot with two cameras and do it that way, which I'd rather do, and that way I can stay in 4K the whole time and don't have to go to 1080p. See, the downside to doing this is you're exporting in 1080p, not 4K, which is not future-proofed, right? Everybody's going to have 4K TV soon. So we are releasing a version of this in 4K without any of the crops. It'll just be this shot the whole time. It's kind of boring, but At least it's 4K. Photography is nothing if not compromises, right? Compromises, compromises. I'm trying to find another good place to zoom in that makes sense. This off-body stuff is all good for the wide shot. Okay, there's a section right here where I can kind of zoom in. So let's start about right here and go to right here. Zoom in on all of that. And again, I'm just going to do a straight up crop. There we go. So here's what that'll look like. Goes from here to right on in there. Alright, so let me just skim across here and see if there's any other places where we really should cut in on. I think I'm probably going to leave the rest of it wide shot. Okay, this is the ending. Okay, good. Alright.
Hey everyone, so ta-da! I made another video for you guys. I know you guys really wanted something, especially after the Shake It Off video. I made another video, dancing to Taylor Swift, as promised. And it was kind of like...
Oh, why didn't I take out those and ums right there?
And it was...
Okay, we'll get rid of them real quick. Bam. Alright, now I'm going to throw in some slow motion footage just to break this up a little bit.
It was kind of like the same thing I did with Shake It Off. I'm glad I have something to fidget with, because I feel like I'd be really nervous and I'd be like just fidgeting with my hair like I usually do on my Cooping Live episodes. I made this video because A, you guys wanted to see something again because it's been since, I think, September since I've made a video of me just flowing and going with it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, when she says flowing and going with it, is I'm going to put some of the slow motion footage in here. Alright, so let me just take this whole clip, put it on here. And this was shot at 120 frames a second with the FZ1000. It has no audio. It doesn't record audio in that slow motion mode. And let's play this and then decide what, if any, we want to cut out. Here we go.
And going with it, and that's a little embarrassing, and I'm really sorry it's taken so long, but I have something now. Craig finally came and like kicked my butt into place so I would make a video, and you guys did too. You're like, what's going on? And I made something for you. But anyway, so I listened to the Taylor Swift album. The entire Taylor Swift album. The entire... How much do I think about Taylor Swift? The entire Taylor Swift album multiple times. I'm still not over it yet. Like, you know when you listen to a song too many times and you're like, the appeal is not so much. Literally, like, since the day it came out, I still love it just as much. But I find new songs on it each time that mean something new to me. And this song that I just danced to is called Wonderland, and luckily now you can get it on iTunes, but it's only on the deluxe album. And I bought it at Target because I wanted the physical copy, because you get cool little Taylor Swift Polaroids in it. So I bought the deluxe, and the song Wonderland is one of the extra songs on it. You also get voice memos, which are kind of cool because you learn about how she makes songs. Okay, this is not a video about what Taylor Swift does moving forward. Get your head in the game, Audrey. Anyway, Wonderland, to get a little bit serious, any song that you listen to, you're going to perceive in your own way, depending on what you're going on in your own personal life. But Wonderland, for me, regardless of if it was written about a boy or about a fly. I didn't actually catch it, but I've been cool if I did some sort of spiritual thing.
I'm just checking to see if I want to cut out any of this slow motion stuff.
But that didn't happen. You should
so
probably
far, I like it all. I'm going to leave it.
Wonderland meant for me, and it was interesting because I listened to the song, love the beat, love the lyrics, but I'm like, man, this is a song that Taylor Swift made that I don't actually feel like I relate to. I don't. Nothing ever really happened to me with a guy that I can relate to.
I'm going to cut out a little bit of that, just to cut back to her a little bit. So right about here to right about there. Just to cut back, just to keep things interesting.
Nothing ever really happened to me with a guy that I can relate to the song with. And then as I was listening to it, there was one day where I was driving home from Jacksonville, where my mother lives, back to Sarasota, Florida, where I live. And I start crying because I realized what the song means to me. And Wonderland is kind of that teenage, college, whatever it is, haze where you get lost in realizing that you're growing up and that sometimes the world around you is not very awesome. But sometimes you cover it up or numb it out with whatever you choose to do that with.
Okay, so that is the first slow motion clip. And then the next one is her legs. So I want to go to where she's talking about her legs.
Through growing up.
I got to get that out of there.
Through
I thought I got all those out, but oh well.
Through growing up. And that's why I started crying, because it was like I felt like I had a vessel now to express those feelings of, I got lost in Wonderland, but, here I am.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the other slow motion clip, bring it down, and see what that looks like.
Stop talking. So I hope you guys like the dance. I really did try to do each movement as the lyrics spoke to me. It was a very emotional song, even though it's a really happy sounding song. You probably know what I mean if you've heard something.
Okay, I got to get rid of that where she took it up. So go along through that. Where does she bring it back down again? There. Okay, so bam. So
before. Anyway, so buy Taylor Swift's deluxe album at Target so you can get the physical copy and all the cool stuff, or you can get it on iTunes now and download the song. And don't listen to it on YouTube, because that's what I just did. But if you listen on YouTube, they tweak the pitch and it's not the same sound. So if you want full Taylor, just buy the album. By the way, at the end of the video, people will be like, oh, she dropped her hoop. I didn't drop my hoop. I don't drop my...
Okay, I'm gonna go back and keep this in.
People will be like, oh, she dropped her hoop. I didn't drop my hoop. I don't drop my hoop. I am like dropless. Just kidding. I totally dropped my hoop. But
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go back and leave the just kidding part. Here we go.
My hoop. But it was kind of like an improv thing, like I was trying to bring it back up, but I'm wearing leggings, which if you've worn leggings while you're hooping, sometimes it's like you're trying to get it back up all sexy and you're like, it's just going down, it's not coming back up. And I was like, okay, it's not going to come back up. So I just went with it. And I hooped on my ankles. So I hope you enjoy and take something from it. So aside from all my ranting, I hope you liked the video. I had a lot of fun shooting it. It was the first time I really got to express that song.
Okay, so we're going to take this last part out.
I had a lot of fun shooting it. It was the first time I really got to express
Let's end that.
ranting. I hope you liked the video.
So let's end it about right there.
So aside from all my ranting, I hope you liked the video. I had a lot of fun shooting it. It was the first time I really got to express that song through dance and not just dance in my head, which I do a lot. I hope you liked it, as I said, and if you'd like to see more hooping and learn more about myself and my entire team of hooping panel members and all of that fun stuff, you can check out our show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, hoopinglive.com. Learn all about our hooping panel, more about hooping, ask questions. You can just even put out a comment on the YouTube channel and put it out into the hooping universe. And if you decide that you can't get enough of Hooping Live and everything that has to do with hooping, you can join us for the after parties.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning, and I'm going to put a little opener on this to kind of explain what it is. Okay. And I'm going to go to my lower thirds, and I just use this very simple lower third. I knew it's kind of boring, but oh well, gets the job done. Okay, about 6 seconds worth, and I'm going to call this Wonderland. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift extended version, Audrey Scherer, hooping. Hooping Live, okay. Audrey Scherer, and I'll do a dash in between her name and Hooping Live. Okay. Then I'll do another lower third right after that. This one will be 5 seconds long. And this one will be Hooping Live. .com. See Audrey live Mondays at 9 p.m. USA Eastern. Okay, and let's make Hooping Live bigger. There. Okay, and of course I've got to put the Wonderland song down here, so just drag that down. Bought that on iTunes, so just put it in here. Now of course she's not going to be able to monetize this video. Okay, so got that in there. And make sure that wraps at about the right time. It should. Everything should line up. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. That's where she dropped the hoop. All right, so I'm even gonna leave the little grimace at the end. Let's see here.
Hey everyone, so ta-da! I made another video for you guys. I know you guys.
Perfect. Okay, perfect transition there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the end and put a little thing at the end that I use. And for Audrey, I use this turquoise one. It's closer to her colors, but it's not a match, but it's closer. And then in this case, I'm going to do the centered text. Okay. And 9 seconds, that's the default, that's at plenty. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say here, I'm going to repeat. Actually, I'm not going to repeat the Taylor Swift stuff. I'm going to just put Audrey Scherer. Whoops. What the hell did I just do? How did I just screw that up? Alright, something happened. So let's bring it on there again. It looks like Final Cut Pro this morning is a little bit haunted. Or I'm accidentally pushing the wrong key sometimes. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do Audrey Scherer. I'm going to do AudreyScherer.com. Host of Hooping Live.com Mondays 9 p.m. USA Eastern. And let's make Audrey Scherer a little bit bigger. Boom. And I'm going to have a link in the YouTube description to the final video in case you want to go see the finished video. I will have a link in the YouTube description of this tutorial to that video so you can take a look, and please subscribe to Audrey's channel and support what she's doing. She's really passionate about the hooping. So then add here video by CraigShipp.com. Song Wonderland by Taylor Swift. Okay, video by CraigShipp.com, Song Wonderland by Taylor Swift. I think we've got it. Okay, that works. Alright, so I'm going to stop this tutorial recording. I hope this was helpful to you, and we will get this video exported and uploaded and get all this up and keep on going. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.